Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome. Yeah, decided to live stream a little bit later than usual, but nonetheless, welcome. I got a couple of things that I want to talk about in this live stream, and so um, I guess I'm gonna give it like 4 minutes before I just kind of start rolling in. But for those that are joining in, what I'm going to be talking about is the European Union and how they're trying to push for Google and Apple to start supporting devices going from 2023 up for the next 7 years. What's up, Steve? What's going on, man? So we're going to talk a little bit about that and how that's going to affect the rest of the world. Is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? 7-year support on devices, man. I mean, that's something that, I don't know. I guess it's in the eye of the beholder for what I think. Also, we're going to be talking a little bit more about the Pixel 3 and the emergency download mode issue that's happening. More and more people on Reddit that I associate with are talking more and more about it. So out of fear that my Pixel 3 will go down, it's actually powered off. It's in the drawer. Sad because I was enjoying using it. I like using the Pixel 3. I really do. But I'm going to talk more about it. Just kind of explain a few things and what it could possibly be that's causing this. I mean, Google still doesn't know. We have no official answer from Google at all whatsoever as to what's happening with them. So we'll get into that. What's up, Gene? Welcome. Thanks for joining in. Yeah, hit the thumbs up, man. It really helps out. Shout out to everyone who's been watching my videos, man. Wow, like I've noticed that my video views have started to climb again. So that's thank you. That's all I gotta say to everybody. Thank you for taking the time to watch. I mean, judging by off topic, judging by like how I see like people are watching videos, maybe I should make my videos like 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes to 3 minutes long at max. I mean, that's the average of what people view the video. So maybe I should just make it like that short and just kind of like condense everything really quick in a quick video. Maybe that'd be cool. Thanks for the $2 super chat, Gene. Really appreciate it. Wow, way to start off the show. Oh man, yeah, this weekend's been actually pretty cool. So hopefully you guys had a really good weekend going into Labor Day and everything like that. So, and you guys are celebrating well. Hopefully you guys are doing that too. All right, let's kick this off. Let's talk about the European Union pushing for 7-year OS supports from Google and Apple. This is something that's not, I mean, the European Union's been pushing for a 5-year software support with devices from, with Android and iPhones. But Germany wants 7 years, which is, I mean, it sounds great, right? It sounds great that you're able to buy a phone and that you're able to use that phone and then it's going to be supported for 7 years. So maybe you don't have to buy a phone for another 7 years. But, I'm going to be honest with everybody. I'm a straight shooter and a no BSer. But I also kind of feel like that's kind of like a drawback if we were to get phones on that type of longevity. But here's my reason why before anyone starts to, go haywire. We're talking about devices that, if you were to support them for 7 years, like by the 5th, 6th year, the hardware is considered obsolete. It's considered obsolete hardware. And when you kind of think about it, lots of things are, possible to go wrong. I mean, i.e. the second part of this topics today, the Pixel 3 is already starting to face that. So, I mean, the Pixel 3 is kind of like my example right now. And it's not even 5 years. Can a country regulate how an OEM can manufacture their devices? They do have some sort of play on it. I mean, the EU did sue Google for technically monopoly, saying that Google is undercutting their local web browsers and their local services. And so they actually sued Google, and I believe they won. I believe they won their case the last time I remember. That kind of just went like, they kind of shelved that and really stopped talking about it. But I do believe that the European Union did win their lawsuit. And sell their devices in countries? What do you mean by and sell their devices in countries? Like, can a country regulate how an OEM manufactures their devices and sell their devices in the countries? Yeah, absolutely. Google and Apple do need that market. And that's the type of thing, like, Google and Apple, while they stand tall and they look like that they have all the power in the world, they technically don't really have that kind of power. Like they can't go and say we're going to sell iPhones, in Germany, and this is how we're going to do it, because Germany can just say no and ban your products from being sold there. And again, on a global scale, Apple wants that market the same way as Apple wants that, India's market and Asia, right? So this is why Apple is doing works with opening actual Apple stores like in India and in Asia, is to get their iPhones in there, right? And this is kind of the reason why that I said that the Pixel 5a not going to India was a bad move for Google, because India is a mass market for Google Pixel phones, and people in India thoroughly enjoy the Google Pixels. I mean, I see so many videos of like store owners who own mobile phone stores in India, and they make videos talking about the Pixels that they have for sale. And they still sell Pixel 2 XLs, Pixel 2s, Pixel 3s, 3As, 4s, 4As, 5s. They sell them all, and people buy them. They buy them like hotcakes in India. So that's kind of crazy that, with this year, the Pixel 5a didn't make its way. It only went to Japan and in the United States. It didn't go to India, which I would have thought India would have been like their place to go. He says, like, can the U.S. regulate OEMs on the way they make their phones? They can't make their phones the way that they want to. That's a little bit different because that's in-house. And big tech companies play with government, and government plays with big tech. So, if we were to complain and say, okay, you know what, we want 10 years of support for the Pixel 3, it's not going to change anything. Google doesn't have to abide by that or bow down to that, because they're backed by big gov. Like big gov, big tech, they hold hands together. So, but as far as like other countries like Europe, Japan, China, India, what's up, Blaze? They can slightly dictate things only because these companies, Google and Apple, they want that market. They want that sale. They want to be able to sell their products there. It's more money for the companies, right? It's more money for Apple to sell iPhones in India and in Europe, and in Africa and in any other continent. The more places that they can sell their products, the more money they're going to make. But they have to play with those countries. Like those countries can set out demands, they can meet in the middle. But 7 years of support is kind of stretching it. I mean, when it comes to Apple, they're no stranger from it, but they would prefer that you upgrade your phone every year. Every time they pump out a new iPhone, they definitely want people to upgrade. It's the reason why that they've been busted a few times fidgeting with older iPhones to kind of give people like a very sluggish experience, kind of making them think that, it's just time for me to upgrade to the next iPhone that they just released. That was one of the things they got caught doing. They got in trouble for it. They did they did a lot of battery replacements for that. Basically saying that the only reason why they purposely slowed down performance on older iPhones was because the batteries couldn't handle it. And so, that lawsuit, they lost that class action lawsuit. They lost it, and then they literally had to do battery replacements. And that's the reason why the people were getting their batteries in their iPhones replaced for free, a one-time battery replacement. So Apple got caught with their hand in the cookie jar. But I mean, going to the whole thing, 7 years of software support to me is it's not where I really would want it to go. I really wouldn't want it to go 7 years, to support. I mean, you stick onto a hardware until the end of its time, because there are people who do that. They will hold on to hardware till the end of its time. They will use a phone until the screen comes off, per se, like figuratively. And so there's like so many problems that can happen. I mean, as they write code for the new software to come out, they're writing it for up-to-date hardware specifications. That much we know. Like, it's a no-brainer. It's common sense. And they'll have to basically make that software backwards compatible to older devices with older hardware in it. And they can, if it's, a couple of years back. But it tends to get really, really dicey if it's something that's like 5 years back or 6 years back. I mean, when you look at the great Apple Inc. who normally only gives about 5 years of software support to their older devices, kind of tells you that even they look at hardware having limitations as far as they can stretch it. And to them, 5 years seems to be it, right? So what the EU is asking for, which is 5 years support, that's not far off from what Apple's already offering, but it is far off from what Google and most Android manufacturers are offering. And Germany wants 7 years. That's crazy. To be honest with everybody, like I have this idea, but I think within that, I honestly feel like that automatic software support should end anywhere between 4 to 5 years. But if you want your phone to last longer, it should be something that you opt into. And what I mean by that is like you, the user, are not an idiot when it comes to smartphones. I really, really dislike when people kind of put that mindset that those people who watch YouTube videos and stuff like that don't know anything about tech, because trust me, there's a lot of people who know about tech. There's a lot of people who are low key under the radar, know more than what some of us creators are even talking about. They just like to watch and listen. But I think a lot of users of smartphones should be able to figure out like how to connect their device and download and install a software update. Like just kind of like how like Samsung has what the hell is that tool? I believe it's Odin. How Samsung has Odin that you can use to flash. I really think that there should be something like that released to the public for public use, allowing them to continue support for the device and installing software using that program to initiate the flash of the update software. I think people are capable of plugging their device into a computer to do that. And that way it eliminates OTAs having to go that far stretched out. Let's see. So it's like Huawei being banned in the USA. What do you mean by it's like Huawei being banned in the USA? If they were to ban Apple and them for not following certain things that they want or meeting them in the middle of some of their demands, yeah, they can ban them out of there. They can ban those devices from being sold there. It's just like, for instance, like, yeah, what we did to Huawei. Like older phones, keep their phones until they quit working. Like, yeah, like in that sense. Like if your warranty ends, then you get it extended. I think something similar to that. I'm just thinking like, rather than pushing out all these OTAs to older devices and having them stretch 7 years, I think like after 4 or 5, like year 4, I think year 4 it should be like a manual connection using a software to update that, so people can actually choose if they want to update it and not be forced into it. Because if it's an OTA update, you're kind of forced into it. I mean, you would have to like purposely ignore the system update notifications all the time, and then sometimes you may have it set to auto update and not realize it is, and then when you plug your phone into charge overnight, it does the software update while you're asleep. You wake up, your phone's rebooted. I mean, with Pixel phones and with other Android phones, when a software patch is being installed, it will reboot at 2 a.m. in the morning, unless you choose to reboot it right then and there. So it'll go through downloading the software, installing the software, and optimizing it for your device. And then once the optimization is done, then it'll tell you like you can restart your phone right now, or you can restart it at 2 a.m. But if you don't choose any of those options, I don't know if you know this, but it will reboot itself at 2 a.m. in the morning. So that's kind of like forcing the update. So I think like 4 years is okay for OTA software update support. But I think beyond 4 years, it should be a manual connection. Like if you want it, connect, download to your laptop, connect your device, flash it on. I think it should go that route for, extending the longevity of a device you have if you want it to continue to get software support going beyond that. It's like getting a used car and you try to keep it going until it quits. People want software updates on their older phones, like my Pixel 3. Yeah, but just like an older car, right? Like you can't go and take something that's for a modern day vehicle and make it run on an older car, right? Like you can't plug in a Tesla charger into a 1994 Toyota Corolla. It's not going to power it. It's just one of those things. So, and that's the point that I'm making, is because some of these devices, they tend to show their age, which kind of goes into the next thing, right? So the Pixel 3 and the issues that's going on right now. No one really knows what's going on with the Pixel 3, okay? So let me just kind of like put that out there. But the first thing that I want to make clear to everybody, LG has nothing to do with the Pixel 3. I have to say this because I'm lurking in the Reddit threads for Google Pixel phones. There's a lot of people that's coming forward talking about that their Pixel 3 or 3 XL has hard bricked. Like it has rebooted itself and then it got stuck on a black screen, which, signifies that it is in EDLM mode, which is basically emergency download mode. Now, what emergency download mode, what that has to do with it has to do with Qualcomm and Qualcomm's chips. When an issue happens, the Qualcomm chip can put itself in an emergency download mode where you have to flash the software back onto the phone. Problem is that we don't have access to those tools and those capabilities to flash the software back onto it. We do have access to flash a custom ROM onto the phone. However, you can't do that with the native recovery that's on the device itself. It won't actually allow for that. You need a custom recovery on your Pixel 3 or 3 XL in order to be able to maneuver and flash a custom ROM onto it. And that's going to be hard, especially if you're going to be relying on, plug and play software to do that. Then, if you don't know what you're doing, you can potentially further brick your phone beyond recovery. So right now, anyone that's trying to find a way of using a custom ROM, remember that a lot of people don't know the plug and play and using ADB and all that stuff to try and force push, software onto their device. A sad case is that we still have nothing from Google. Like I keep refreshing to see in various places if Google has come and found an answer to the issue. Still nothing yet. Yeah, when that happens, the Pixel 3 will technically be useless. You may be able to send it to Google and get a replacement for it. If someone does a class action lawsuit against Google because of it, you could send it in. More than likely, you'll be able to send it in or get some sort of replacement for it. Because they aren't out of warranty. Pixel 3s are out of warranty unless you bought them from like a third-party source and you got warranty coverage through that third-party source. But then that's between you and that third-party source. Google has nothing to do with that warranty, right? So if you buy it on eBay from a site that, refurbishes Pixel 3s and then they sell you a Pixel 3 and tell you got 1 year warranty with it, the warranty is between you and the seller that sold you the phone. It is not Google's warranty. I also want to make that clear for people to understand, because some people tend to think I got, 1 year or I got 2 year warranty with, I bought my phone on eBay from this seller. So I'm going to go contact Google and tell them they have to honor my warranty. Google doesn't have to honor the warranty because the warranty is not through them. It's through a third party. So that third party would have to honor the warranty that they sold you with the device that you bought from them, which means that they would be the ones to do the replacement or whatever it is they're going to do. If they have a working Pixel 3 that is not going to, hard brick, then they would swap out and give you that. But yeah, Pixel 3s are out of warranty when it comes to warranty with Google. So that leaves us, between a rock and a hard place. Technically, when you think about it, we can't just go and do a warranty replacement on the Pixel 3 with Google. And I know Google doesn't want to get sued, and maybe they'll be as lenient as they were when the Pixel 1 had a hardware issue. I don't know if you guys remember when the Pixel 1 literally had like the soldering for the PCB board onto the motherboard. The soldering had a hairline fracture. For some reason, these Pixel 1s all had it, and the microphone would cut out And so when you made phone calls, no one could hear you because the microphone wasn't working, and it was a clusterfudge of things. And Google was replacing them, or you were able to go into You Break I Fix, and You Break I Fix was honoring Google's replacement options for the lawsuit, and allowing people to bring their Pixel 1s in, and they would swap the board, or they would just, trade out devices. Maybe Google will be that lenient with us when it comes with the Pixel 3. Now, a lot of people are speculating on a couple of things, and I do want to let people know these different things that we're seeing on the internet and what people are saying is purely speculation. Nobody has it down as to why this is happening. There are people who are really thinking that it has to do with, Qualcomm. One of the theories is that because Google stepped away from using Qualcomm chips, is that they are purposely hard-breaking Pixel 3. I don't know. That seems very interesting, but that is a blatant allegation against Qualcomm. And you know what? If Qualcomm's really innocent of this, that could lead to grounds to a lawsuit. So please, people, don't run around and start saying, oh, yeah, Google with the Pixel 6 is using their own chip. So Qualcomm's like, ha, 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 we're going to get back at them and we're going to hard brick all the Pixel 3s. Like, no, that's not valid, okay? It is a very interesting theory and could possibly be, it's like enemies shooting slugs under the table, but yeah, it's not a valid, it's not proven, right? Yeah, I thought that one was funny, but it seemed very, very plausible. But yeah, that is one. Another one is that it has to do with a particular software patch that the Pixel 3 got, and that's what's causing it. And that could definitely be it. It could be the most recent software patch, and so we need to wait at least by now and install the security patch if there is one that's being made. And that's the reason why, like right now, the best advice for those who have the Pixel 3 and 3 XL is to keep your device powered off for right now. Don't allow it that opportunity to reach that point of no return where it's going to hard brick, because then you're just going to have a nice paperweight on your desk until Google addresses the issue and what they're going to do about it. So right now on my phone, it's still working. I can power it on. It'll boot up. However, it's right now powered off, and it will stay off until there's further updates with Google and the Pixel 3. Let's see. I read about that, and it's called, if I remember, phone being bricked. Yeah, the terminology is bricked. So that's the terminology. That terminology is not a brand new thing. It's been around for years. As a matter of fact, those people who use custom ROMs know what the term brick means. And it's been, that's what we use, just to basically say there are two forms of an Android device being bricked. The first one is called a soft brick. That has to do with the software itself. A hard brick is basically where the phone is completely useless. Like you can't even get it to boot on. Like you don't even get beyond the G logo or the Google logo. Soft brick is easy to really come back from. Literally, you're just having to boot into recovery, and if you have the custom ROM file or whatever ROM file that you have for your device, you just reflash it with the custom recovery. Hard bricking, you won't even access recovery. You can't access recovery. You can't access any mode. It's just literally like, you would just literally have to send it to Google. They would have to reflash the entire firmware image by image onto the device to get it to work again. And then some are beyond flashing. They're just done. And there's really nothing you can do. My Pixel 3 is refurbished from Google, and I have a 1-year warranty from the Google store. So then you have a warranty with Google, so that covers you. So you're good. Unless your warranty has expired already. That's why they are using a different chip in the Pixel 6. No, that's not why they're using a different chip. They've always wanted to step away from using Qualcomm. Google knows that in order for them to have full control over the Google Pixel phones, they have to make everything from the hardware to the software. And so Google has been planning to build their own processor chips for years. It's just now we're seeing it come as they've taken that step to do it. So That's what I'm saying. Like the people that are running around talking about Qualcomm is getting revenge on Pixel by hard bricking Pixel 3s because they've decided not to use Qualcomm chips anymore. That's not been proven. It's not a valid point. It seems like it fits the bill, but again, you can't blame Qualcomm unless Qualcomm holds up a sign that says Pixel 3, yeah, we did it. And then we can say, hey, they did it. But it is not. I mean, yes, the emergency download mode has to do with the Qualcomm chip that's in Pixel 3s. Obviously, when something pretty much goes wrong, the software needs to be reflashed on it. And who knows, maybe Google, to fix this, if they figure out what it is, may authorize people with Pixel 3s to go to U-Break iFix if you have one in your area, to bring your device in, and they would, for free, flash your phone to fix it. If you don't have a U-Break iFix store in your local area, you would have to mail it to the closest one to you. But I think that's what I think might be what they're going to do. No. Don't cross the Tensor and Qualcomm together. They do things completely differently. Okay. This whole bricking issue, nobody knows what caused it, is what I'm trying to say. Because I'm seeing a lot of people come up with some very good stories as to why it's happening. But I am here on a live stream today to tell people nobody knows why this is happening, except for the fact that it is happening. There are a lot of people with Pixel 3s reporting their phone is hard bricking. But just because the Pixel 3 is hard bricking doesn't mean that, there's a great chance that Google's own chip is going to hard brick the phone, the Pixel 6. It's not. This is completely different. The Pixel 6 has nothing to do with this issue. And really, it's not really too much of a Google thing just yet, unless Google comes out and says, hey, we found out what the problem is and it's on our end. Only because of the fact is that the Pixel 4, the 4a, the 3a is not even affected by it. I have my Pixel 3a and it's just fine. And there's nobody that I've seen in any of the places that I've been researching this, nobody has gone in and talked about a Pixel 3a going to the same thing. How old is the Pixel 3 now? It will be 3 years old this October, I believe. Hang on. It launched, it'll be 4, I think. It launched in 2017. No. Hold on. Let me get my time right. Last year, 2020 was a 5. 2019 was a 4. 2018 was a 3. So yeah, it's about to be 3 years old. So it's not super old, right? But we don't know what's causing it. And the other thing that I wanted to put to rest is that too many people are running around talking about the Pixel 3a is just fine because it was built by Foxconn. This is what happens when you go with LG. The Pixel 3 was not built by LG. It was built by Foxconn. You can do a simple Google search and that answer will pop up. All you got to do is Google search who manufactured Pixel 3. And you will see the code name for them. And then you will see who manufactured it. And the manufacturer is Foxconn. It's not LG. My Pixel 3 is hanging on, using it as my daily device, but may trade it in for my next phone while it still has a little value left and before it either breaks or battery fails. If you're wanting to trade in and wanting to make sure that it actually survives, a lot of people are suggesting that at this time right now, you turn off the Pixel 3 and put it in the drawer. Because there's a lot of people that's just popping up every day on the Google Pixel Reddit page or Reddit forum. There's like every day there's like 10 to 15 people posting that they've had their phones bricked. Their phone just boom rebooted and black screen of death, and that's it. And so yeah, for me, the one question I can't get answered from anyone, by the way, and that's either on Google forums or on Reddit, is the people who have their phones bricked. Do they have Android 12 beta on their phone, or are they still running Android 11? Because everyone's talking about the Pixel 3 being bricked, but nobody is saying if their device is on beta software or if it's on Android 11 with the latest software security patch. But it had to then. My Pixel 3 is on Android 12 beta. I'm not taking a chance though, so I turned it off. I turned it off. I'm waiting for Google to come out publicly and say what is wrong with it and what they're going to do about it. Hey, what's up, Porky? Albert, thanks for being here. Porky, thanks for jumping in. G-Boy, thanks for being here too as well. That's my only thing. That's my only concern about all this is just what is Google going to do about it? Now, as far as the Pixel 6, don't worry about it. It's fine. The Tensor chip has nothing to do with this. But any Android phone, not even a Pixel, just any Android phone, Samsung, LG, they have the potential to hard brick or soft brick. Soft brick if you're actually flashing custom ROMs on it, but hard bricking, they have the potential of doing it. I mean, the Nexus 6P and the Nexus 5X face the same issue. That was way before the days of Pixel. I remember, what the fix was for the Nexus 6P and the Nexus 5X was that you had to flash a new kernel, which disabled 4 of the major cores and utilized 4 of the lower cores of the processor chip. So you went from using what would be considered an octa-core processor to a quad-core processor just to get the phone to continue its life. Crazy enough as it is, my Nexus 5X doesn't have that. I didn't flash that onto my Nexus 5X. So it's still using all 6 cores. I believe the Nexus 5X has a hexa-core processor, if I'm not mistaken, and it still uses all its cores. I didn't disable the higher cores, and I'm not relying on the lower cores of the processor chip. So I've been lucky with that Nexus 5X, and I got that Nexus 5X from B-Tech Reviews. So did he sell me that one? I think he sold me that one. Or he gave it to me. I don't remember. No, yeah, he sold it to me. I bought it from him. The Nexus 4 he gave to me. That was a gift. And then the iPhone 7 I got from him. But anyways, yeah. So phones have the potential of doing that. It just depends on some factors. But with this, we got to find out what it is. Now, the only thing that has been confirmed is that when the phone bricks, what we do know is that it is in emergency download mode. And so that is something that is like a fail-safe on Qualcomm chips that allows you to reflash the software onto the device. So that's just what we know from it so far. I had to revert my Pixel 3 to Android 11 after it started rebooting over and over while trying to make emergency calls on its own. Wow. Been acting normal now. It's no longer on Android 12. Wow, that's crazy, man. Which version of Android 12 beta did you have on it? Was it the most recent one, beta 4.1? Or was it beta 4 or beta 3.2? Or what was it on? To this day, I still use the Nexus rootkit. Awesome. But yeah, I wanted to clear up just a couple of things on that Pixel 3. Man, there are so many people who it was on beta 4. Wow, man. I did not face that at all with my Pixel 3. So fingers crossed that mine is A-okay. But in the meantime, I'm waiting for Google. I don't even understand why Google hasn't even come out. I mean, I've been reading about this issue with the Pixel 3 for the last couple of days. So this is not something that just popped up today. And I would be thinking that, a major corporation like Google, who is, under the big umbrella company of Alphabet Inc., I would think that Google would be on top of this already. I mean, Google, we've watched the internship. We know how many geeks and nerds you got running around on that campus, man. You mean to tell me you don't have a team together that's trying to figure this out already and has actually figured this out? I hate to be mean, but I'm gonna light a fire under Google's butt, because the last thing I want is for my Pixel 3 to go down, because I just bought this thing, okay? The first Pixel 3 I had, I gave to my dad. The second one I had, I gave to my brother, a birthday gift. And then I went and spent money to get this one. The last thing I want to do is say I had this one for a month and a half and then it goes down. I just don't want that. So to spare it, I basically put it to sleep, right? Let's just say in the tech space, I put the Pixel 3 in cryostasis until it's figured and sorted out. And what's sad is that the homie Ray just got him a Pixel 3 XL. I follow him on Facebook. Y'all know him as Unlock Custom Droid. I follow him on Facebook and Twitter. Well, he's on Twitter. He's on Facebook. But anyways, He just posted a video today, and I felt bad. He posted a video. He got a Pixel 3 XL. He ordered him another Pixel 2 XL. Then he got him also a Pixel 3 XL, and he got it with the coral red fabric case. And he was showing it off on Facebook. And I know he's super stoked because he's a Pixel fan just like me. And I was like, dang, dude, like you just got the phone, and now you got to worry about it bricking. Like that's just insane. But these are some of the things that people have kind of talked about when it comes to Google Pixel phones that they kind of use to their advantage on why they say that that iPhones and iOS is better than Pixels and Android. They always tend to go to this. And you know what? Like as much as I would love to just, yeah, you really can't argue that point. Pixel 3 is just pretty much like, yeah, I don't know. It's sad. And this is the reason why that I say, going back to the first topic about the European Union pushing for 7-year OS support on the Android devices, is the reason why I say that it's not really a good idea. I know people want their phone to last longer because they don't want to spend money. But the funny thing about it is that there's people who's like, I want my phone to last me for as long as it can. So I don't want to buy a new phone. But the moment that a new phone comes out, they're quick to take to social media. I'm buying that new phone. So it's like, if you're really gonna, spend money on a newer device that comes out, like today you may feel like you don't want to buy a new device. Tomorrow you don't know how you're gonna feel. So I really don't have no problems with 3-year support right now. I think 4-year support would be great. 5-year support is kind of pushing it, but that would be like the most I would do. If I ran things in the company, 5 years would be the most, because you could always make software, the happening. You can always make it the now. What you can't do is you can't take old hardware and make it the now. Anyone, including myself, who has flashed custom ROMs on older devices will tell you the same thing. I've put Android 10 on my Nexus 7 2013 model. And while it's really awesome and cool to have a newer operating system that was not given to that device, to see it run on that device, if I was to compare it to a device that was meant to run Android 10, you would definitely see the differences between the two. You would see more sluggish response from the Nexus 7 tablet versus a tablet that came natively with Android 10. You would see the differences in what the hardware can do. A Snapdragon S4 Pro chip is not really going to push the boundaries like as if you had something that had a Qualcomm Snapdragon 835. So that is that, you know what I mean? So when you're trying to make current day software compatible, backwards compatible to older hardware, like, yeah, you're going to have to make sacrifices within that software. This is the reason why sometimes the software doesn't make it to older devices too, because maybe there is a part of the code for the new software that is not compatible with the old hardware. And if you were to cut this part out of the software to make it compatible with the old hardware, then the whole dang show just falls apart. Like the thing that you have to cut out is essential core of the new software. You just can't take it out, or the software is not going to run right. So it's like that also plays into things. You have to think about it in that logic, and this is what I try to put out to a lot of people when they kind of get frustrated because their device is not going to be updated anymore, and they're like, why can't they just do it? It's not as simple as opening up the phone and putting in the next Android software in it and closing it shut and it's going to run right. You have a lot of things, a lot of components on that board that needs to be able to run and handle what the new software is going to do. That is also, the processor chip needs to be able to run it without it giving any issues, because you could put the software in there, and if the chip is not capable of running that software, it's going to run itself into a high heat, and it's eventually going to kill itself off. You gotta make sure that you have enough RAM to hold things in background, because that's what RAM is for. RAM is to be used, by the way. You also got to make sure that the GPU can play nice with it. You have to make sure that just every aspect, the camera sensors, all the the touchscreen itself, you got to make sure that it's going to be able to handle it. You got to make sure that the what the hell are those sensors called? I can't even remember. there's a lot of components to a phone that needs to be able to work right with the new software. And if you taking out a core function of the software just to make it bondable to old hardware, what's the point of updating them? Because you're just going to have a very crappy experience or a very similar experience to what the previous software was already offering. So might as well just stay on the last known compatible software to that hardware. Hardware and software, they got to play nice together. You can kind of fudge it around a little bit, but they still have to be in harmony together. When one kind of overshadows the other, it's no longer a harmonized point. And therefore, the experience of the user is going to be aggravation and just annoyance, but mainly aggravation, right? People get tired when their phone is sluggish. Like, oh my God, I'm flicking my screen and it's not doing anything. Like, what the heck? And then that's where you got to think to yourself, like, it's time for new hardware. So, like, while I do support longevity to certain phones and stuff like that, I also do understand why the longevity can't. It's just the reality of things, right? As much as I want my Pixel 2 XL to just be so amazing, I do know that there are components of the Pixel 2 XL that's just not going to function right. It's like when I put Los Mobile in the Pixel 2 XL, it will connect to AT&T, it will be just fine. However, it will not receive download speeds like the download speeds the Pixel 4 can do because of an outdated modem and an outdated antenna. And as much as I would love to just go in there myself and tweak the components in it, of course, I don't have that steady hands and skill sets to do that. I just have to face facts that the 2XL is going to become obsolete. And eventually, I will put it in a nice, beautiful picture frame, and I will frame it and place it on my wall as the Hall of Fame of Pixels. I am actually going to do that with the Nexus 4. I am trying to get a frame for it to lock it in and frame it and put it up, and the Nexus 5X. And eventually, I will have these things in frames hanging up on the wall of fame, and eventually the Pixel 3 will make its debut on there, and then, you know, as we go along through the years, it's bound to happen, and that's something that realization has to kick in for a lot of people. New Google CEO, Tino. Boy, I would be up for the task. I would fix so much BS in Google to make Google a thriving company that people can once again really enjoy and love the brand like they used to. But hey, I mean, I don't know. Who knows? Maybe I can go back to college and get a degree that kind of puts me in that field to become CEO of Google. Who knows? I have 2 weeks until my 4A arrives. Hope my Pixel 3 lasts until then. As I prefer regular size phones, the 4A will carry me until Google makes another non-XL phone. I get what you're saying, bro. I get what you're saying. Because my Pixel 3 is now in the drawer, SIM is put into the Pixel 4A. So I'm using my Pixel 4A, and I'm just going to leave it as that. I'm using all mid-rangers at this point. So all my flagships are turned off. They're in the drawer. OnePlus Nord N10 5G I have with my Metro by T-Mobile line. Los Mobile's in the Pixel 4A, and Visible is in the Pixel 3A. And I'm just going to stick with that and keep it at that point. 5G is great. It's awesome to have. I've never really experienced millimeter wave for myself, so I can't really speak on that. Or ultra wideband technology, I can't really speak on that. But you know, low band and mid band 5G, I've dabbled with it, obviously with Metro, and I can say it's great and everything like that. So I'm in no hurry to have a full on running 5G phone. So using a Pixel 4A is awesome. And anyone that would ask me today, like, yo, I want my phone to say 5G. Like, let me tell you guys right now, one of the biggest problems that I have with 5G phones is that it gives you the 5G icon even if you're not in 5G coverage. And what I mean by that is that I can put the Los Mobile SIM in the Pixel 5. And on the very top, it's going to tell me 5G, not 5GE, but actual 5G logo. However, if I was to run an MPerf speed test, I am connected to LTE Advanced. That 5G logo tends to get stuck. It doesn't switch to give you a true reading of what network you're connected to. And so mostly I've been connected to LTE Advanced. If best yet, low band 5G with Metro. And that's about it. So if you're like, hey, I want to try a Pixel 4a, you still can. It's still amazing. It's still awesome. I thoroughly enjoy my Pixel 4a. Really do. Really do. And that's why it's back over here. I would love to get the blue version, but there's no point in me spending money if the black one works. I can skin this a different color. If I really wanted to have like a different color Pixel 4a, I would just go to dbrand Skin or Skinomini or any of these skinning companies and buy a skin and apply it on. I've gotten better at skinning, by the way. I've gotten better at it. And all the YouTube videos I've watched to do this, and I was like, yeah, okay, I'm going to do this. And so I've done it. I do want to reskin my Pixel 4 and put the white, the matte white skin from dbrand back on it and skin it, because the back of the Pixel 4 is glass, and so I want to kind of protect that. As a matter of fact, I skinned the iPhone XS. I don't know if I ever showed you guys. Let me grab it from the drawer here and take my but yeah, I skinned the iPhone XS. I put a sunset orange skin on it because you could tell the back of it is cracked. Actually, you can see some of the cracks within the skin itself because it's been laid in a case and it's been really smoothed out. So now the cracks at the back of the iPhone XS really show. And but yeah, I skinned it to have this nice color of sunset orange that kind of, I think, goes good with the gold. So yeah. I love my peach Verizon variant. Yeah, the not pink Pixel 3. If I actually buy a 3XL, that's the color I'm gonna get it in. I have a just black Pixel 3, and I prefer that color for the XL model. More than likely, I'm gonna go with the not pink variant because I have the Panda variant of the Pixel 2 XL, which was the exclusive color for the Pixel 2 XL. So I might as well get the exclusive color to the XL model of the Pixel 3 if I happen to get one. But right now, I think my total plan is just to save up, get a Pixel 6 and get a Pixel 5a, and call it a day for 2021, and wait until 2022 for the Pixel 7. They don't have an orange Pixel phone. No, they don't. Not yet. No, they did. They did. The Pixel 4 Oh So Orange was an orange phone. It was really nice. It was orange and black. So gotta give it up to them on that. I just think out of the Pixel 4, the white variant looked better to me than I mean, I got the black one, which is like, it doesn't have that matte frosting in the back, so it's very very slick. So that's why I want to skin it. But they did have an orange Pixel, the Also Orange Pixel 4 and 4XL that came in an orange color. That was not last year, but the year before, so in 2019. Yeah, 5G isn't quite there yet where I'm at. LTE is just as good. Maybe another 2 years till we see the actual speed difference over here. Yeah, same that I'm saying. What's wrong with the Pixel 3? I just bought one off eBay. It's on its way. Whoa. Okay. Danny boy, you know what? Let me go ahead and just kind of like regurgitate. So everybody pretty much already heard me say it. But let me just regurgitate what's going on because I want you to be aware of this. So there is an issue that's going on with Pixel 3s. Pixel 3s are hard bricking just out of nowhere. Nobody knows why just yet. Google has not given us a statement yet as to what they found out. All we know is that more Pixel 3 owners are coming forward with their Pixel 3 or 3XLs, and they're going into emergency download mode, which is a mode that's set with the Qualcomm chip that's inside the Pixel 3. That means that you have to reflash the OS onto the phone. However, you can't flash a custom ROM onto it to fix it. And we don't know what Google plans to do about it just yet. So there's a lot of stories and theories that people have, but I'm a straight shooter. I'm going to tell you like it is. Nobody really knows what's causing it. We just know it's happening. So just watch your Pixel 3 closely. Don't do anything outrageous with it, like trying to flash a custom ROM or anything like that at this point right now. Just because, I mean, people are just reporting this. And it's crazy because no one's been able to pinpoint a pattern. Like, no one's been able to pinpoint, like, I did this with my phone and then, like, an hour later, it hard bricked. Like, nobody has anything that comes through to kind of give us, like, a starting point to start troubleshooting why this is happening. So, and I'm on here today just to tell people that, one, the rumor that this is what happens when LG builds your phone is incorrect because the Pixel 3 was built by Foxconn, not LG. So you can't throw this on LG. So that's one. Two, nobody has the answers correct as to why this is happening. And we just have to sit tight and wait for Google to come forward with what they found out and what they intend to do about it. If you bought your phone off eBay from a third-party manufacturer that has warranty coverage on it, I would definitely suggest that once they find out what's wrong with it, to utilize your warranty and get it replaced. Or if you have a chance, if you're not really feeling it and you're just like, dude, I don't want to deal with this crap, then it's cool if you want to go ahead and return the phone and get your money back for it. Maybe go upwards for like a Pixel 3a, or go for a Pixel 4a, or maybe a Pixel 4, if you want to go for that. I do know that the Pixel 3 is a unique phone. That's the reason why I wanted one back in my collection when I had the money to get one, was because it does have the regular wide and then an ultra wide selfie sensors in the front. There's two front sensors and then one main sensor in the back. It's kind of funny because I use that. I'm like, the Pixel 3 is for my selfie, so I can get ultra wide selfie shots, and then the Pixel 5 I get ultra wide main sensor shots, and then the Pixel 4 has telephoto zoom. So it's like you can carry the 3, 4, and 5, and each one can do something that you need it to do, as the sensors are nearly the same. They're the Sony IMX 363 sensors as the main shooters. Is that why it was cheaper than usual? No, this is something that just happened in the last couple of days. So a lot of stores, I wouldn't say they knew, because nobody really knows why this is happening. I mean, the heartbreaking issue has been going on for a little bit of time. This much I do know, but it was only like maybe at best 20 people have reported this over in the last year. But in the last couple of days, there's been thousands of Pixel 3 users coming forward that their phone had hard bricked into a black screen of death, and it's in emergency download mode. They can't do anything. They can't get into the recovery to do a full wipe. They can't do anything with it. Some have tried connecting it to ADB to try and force push anything onto it, and it's not working. So we're just waiting for Google to solve the issue as to what's going on. Is it software side? Is it something that didn't play well with the Qualcomm chip in the Pixel 3 that was put in the software patch update? Because no one has answered my question yet. And my question that I've been asking around on Google forums and on Reddit is this happening to anyone who's installed Android 12 beta on their Pixel 3? Because my Pixel 3 has Android 12 beta 4. And I'm trying to know this. Even if someone was to say, like, no, everyone has confirmed it's all on Android 11, not on Android 12, I'm still not going to turn my phone on until Google releases a statement and says, hey, this is what it is, this is what caused it, this is what we're going to do to fix the issue. Because Pixel 3s are out of warranty from Google. Unless you bought a refurbished one from Google like Gene did, they are out. They are out of warranty, like the native warranty that comes with them when you first buy a Pixel from Google. Sorry, I was getting parched. Pog juice, pineapple, orange, and guava juice. It's delicious. Fixed by Google. Wait, hold on. I just got my Pixel 3, the white version, fixed by Google, so I'm hoping it's not bricked in any way, soft or hard. So we don't know. Best case scenario for you, Gene, since you have two of them, and you have other devices too. I know you have other devices. It's just turn off the Pixel 3s for now. I remember I had battery issues with my Nexus 6P. Google customer service gave me a new OG Pixel for it back then. Let's wish they gave us a. That would be cool. That would be cool if they were just like, look, we're gonna recall Pixel 3s. If you have a Pixel 3, you get a one-time trade-in. We'll send you like a 5A or a Pixel 6. I doubt the Pixel 6 because it's their flagship. They may go ahead and just do like, we're gonna give you a Pixel 4A 5G or we'll give you a Pixel 5 or we'll give you a Pixel 5A. Like, I mean, they may do something like that. Either way, if they give me another Pixel 5, that'd be awesome. I would just give that Pixel 5 to my missus, and then, of course, when I have the spare money to do it, I'll replace the screen on my Pixel 5 and get a brand new screen put on it. I'm just waiting for U-Break iFix to go down in pricing for a screen. I don't want to spend $219 to replace the screen on a Pixel 5 because with tax, that's going to come out to like here about like $250. And I'm just like, no, I don't want to do that. If it's like $160, yeah, then I'll go and get the screen replaced. Meantime, it's out of sight, out of mind type of thing until I can get it fixed. Yo, Josh, what's going on, man? What's up? So that's the idea of it. But it would be cool as hell if that issue with the Pixel 3 caused Google to say, hey, we're giving out Pixel 6s to those that have that issue. Because then, dude, I'd be like in the front of the line. Like, take my Pixel 3, I'll buy one from someone else later on and give me the Pixel 6. Because that's, yeah. I'm hoping for a Pixel 5 for my recall with the Pixel 3 if they do that. Yeah, they may do that. I'm thinking it's going to be the 5A because they did discontinue the 5, the 4A, 5G, and the 4A. And they discontinued the 3A and the 3 and the 4. So more than likely, they'll just probably send you a Pixel 5A. I'll take the 5A. Anything really, as long as it's a Pixel with a couple of more years of updates. Yeah. I really wouldn't mind the Pixel 5A, honestly. And to be truthful with anyone, I really could care less about shooting in 4K 60 frames per second. I don't care about that stuff. I don't shoot in that format at all whatsoever. So, and yeah. So other than that, I mean, there are some things people are reporting about the Pixel 5A that's becoming an issue, but I'm not seeing like a whole flood of it. Like I'm seeing a flood of Pixel 3s. So that's just like, yeah, that's just weird as hell. I don't know. We'll see, man. We'll see what happens. Hopefully sometime this week. Because I know they got a lot of things going on right now with Google. I mean, you have Apple and their event coming up, right? So the iPhone 13 launch, along with possibly what I believe newer AirPods and some other Apple devices that's coming. So I'm looking out for that event when that happens. I'm gonna watch it. I don't know if I'm gonna watch it. That actually, for sure, I'm not gonna watch it on a live stream because last time my channel got struck by Apple, and so screw Apple. That's why I don't like Apple, because they're so mean. But yeah, so I wouldn't be able to do like a live reaction to the event, but I'll probably go over the event after I watch it. But we're on that. We're like at the point of the Made by Google event where the Pixel 6 will be launched. Is a Samsung Galaxy S9 a good phone? Yeah, it's pretty good. S9, S10s, I mean, they're still capable. It just depends on what you want out of your phone. Like, what are you going to use your phone for mostly? You know what I mean? And how important is it for you to have like the latest security patch? Those are the things that you got to really kind of like think to yourself. And then if the S9 is a fit, get it. Because there's nothing wrong with going with older flagships. If you save money and they're still capable. The processor chips that's put in these flagships, can give you a good 3, 4, or 5 years of time on it. So it's still worth it. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah. So the Made by Google event is coming up too as well. That one, I'm pretty sure I can do a live reaction live stream to it. As far as Android 12 and a release date on that, there is no definitive release date on Android 12. A lot of people were thinking tomorrow would be the day that Android 12, like the full version, would roll out. But we're not seeing anything as far as from Google that says like, hey, you know what? This is ready. This is fully baked. We're putting the operating system out. But we don't even see that. So we're thinking there's going to be another beta version, maybe Android 12 beta 5. Who knows? But at least before the Pixel 6 launch, we're definitely on that Android 12 will come out. But I think Android 12 will come out maybe like a week before the Pixel 6 launches. Who knows? But anyone that's like holding out for Android 12 and thinking it's coming this week, the first Tuesday of September or whatever, it's not. That much I do know. September security patch. Yes, September security patch for Android 11 will be like tomorrow. As far as for anyone running 12 beta, nothing yet. And nothing about another version of beta just yet. What? A lit eye? What do you mean? Oh wow, it's been an hour. Okie dokies. Yeah, we're gonna call it a night here in a second. A lot of OW. Yeah, a lot of things happening this coming September into October. Of course, for those who have been rocking with me on this channel for years, you guys know Halloween is my favorite holiday. So you guys know I already start gearing up with all the creepy stuff and whatever whatnot. And yes, it's going to happen. Yes, I'm going to revive that creepy intro that I have. So you'll start seeing that in videos that I upload. I'm like really excited for that. As far as that, I know when coming close to September 13th, it's going to be a little bit. I'm going to try to make some videos this week, like a bunch of videos, and have it release after September 13th, only because my oldest daughter is going into surgery. She's having a cyst removed from like underneath her tongue and her neck. So yeah, she's going to be put to sleep, put under the knife and all that stuff. I'm freaking out. I'm nervous as hell. You know what I mean? It's my baby girl. I'm worried about her. So I'm not going to be live streaming around the 13th of September, much less, making videos around that time. So this week is a lot of grinding. I'm going to have to shoot a bunch of videos. I pretty much use, keep notes to put ideas, and I have like a whole note section of ideas of videos to make as what I call filler videos that are interesting to watch, but not current event. And I may go do that. So one of them is going to be obviously the Pixel 4a versus the OnePlus Nord N10 5G. I've been wanting to do that video, and I think I'm going to do that video as well. I'm also probably be doing some videos about astrophotography, just to kind of show you guys, some stuff that you can do with it, as well as using Snapseed. I'm going to show you guys Snapseed and, how I was able to do double exposure and create some really funky photos. That's pretty cool, which, like I said, in the last live stream, I scared the crap out of my friends on Facebook. I stole some of their photos that they posted online, and then I went ahead and applied with double exposure and Snapseed. I applied a ghost image in their photos and then sent it back to them and say, hey, look what I found in your photo when I darken it, right? Like I tell them, I give them some BS excuse that I did something with their photo and this came out. And I had people really thinking that, there was like a ghost woman in a white gown standing behind them in the trail in the woods. Cause some of my friends go hiking in the woods and stuff like that. So I definitely got them. And like, they were so happy. I told them the truth afterwards. I was like, nah, I messed around and edited this photo. And a lot of them were like, yo, I'm going to keep this photo and show my coworkers and stuff. I was like, wow. Like, hey, so I'm going to show you guys a video, like, how to do some cool things with Snapseed to just, really play around with photos and have fun with it, right? I am a fan of Google Pixel phones, and one of the things that Pixel phones do well is take photos. And so if I can take photos with a very good phone and then show you guys how you can do some really cool editing techniques to those photos for Instagram-worthy shots, or just, just to have a little bit of fun with it, I'm going to show you guys how I do it. So I will be making a video about that. That's one of the videos that we'll release around that time. Other than that, if it's like quick breaking news, you may get like, 2-minute clip videos with, just no editing at all, just raw uploads, just to kind of keep it going. But other than that, I got a lot of grinding on videos to do. So that's why I wanted to go live today, because more than likely I won't go live Friday, which is, my usual time that I go live. But anyways, yeah, so we broke an hour. Thank you guys for being here today. Really, really appreciate it. Happy Labor Day to everybody out there. If you're a real one, you watch this all the way through. Hashtag save Pixel 3. Make it so Google addresses this issue and we get a fix for Google Pixel 3s. If you're on the replay crew, hashtag replay crew to let me know that you guys were here and you guys watched and y'all made it all the way to this point. For everybody that was here, thank you guys so much for coming in. We'll kind of go through the list here. Gene, G-Boy, Danny Boy, Josh, Isaac. I believe I saw Isaac in here too, right? Yeah, Isaac's here. Sneed was here earlier, or he might still be here. I don't know. Porky, thanks for coming in. Appreciate it. Albert, thanks for being here as well. If you're still here, appreciate y'all for coming through for tonight's live stream. Y'all are amazing. Y'all are cool. Be good. Be safe out there. As always, aloha.